guess I should have had that a little more on screen. Alright. What's up? It is Saturday, it's midnight, it is Shackleman After Dark. And we are going to play with some handcuffs. Probably not going to pick any locks. No, actually, I'm going to probably pick a couple locks. But they're going to be in relation to handcuffs. So thank you for stopping by. Appreciate if you're checking this out. Thank you for supporting the program, the channel, whatever, yada yada. That's what we do. We're having fun. Oh, Mr. Delbert, how you doing there, brother? We're gonna talk some handcuff talk. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna start with basic handcuffs. We're gonna start with the basic. Talk to you people about why we do what we do. Mr. Mark Carter, how you doing there, sir? So, Delbert, you've started delving into cuffs, right? Come on, man. What are you doing? Mark definitely has. When you start getting into the cuffs, you bust into my Shackleman Cuff Club set, which is some of the standard stuff from the set we get from Southern Specialties, but extra things I've added. Things I work on making out of broken picks and test it out and things like that. Mr. Dean P, how you doing? Hope your live went well, brother. It was nice seeing it. So, Viper Tech's good, man. If you, Delbert, if you want to jump in and do the Peerless, Shackleman Peerless Challenge, Viper Tech they're a chained swing through cuff. They're a modern, style cuff. They're absolutely available for acceptance. So if you want to do that, definitely go ahead. So, Mr. Elijah, how you doing? Eva, how you doing? Pleasure to have you all here. So anyway, just as I was saying, so you'll see a lot of us, the Shacklemen, the handcuff people, we handcuff to the front, and the holes will be in the direction of our hands, which seems to be the easiest thing, and that's because this is kind of the first position. All right, so you have to kind of master this position before you start moving on to other things that make it harder. And there's a lot of different ways, little minute ways that increase the degree of difficulty. So you have to really master what you're doing here, because this is your restricted wrists, your restricted mobility, restricted angles, and you have to start really problem solving with what you know in terms of how to get out of the handcuffs. Now, we're talking degrees of difficulty and making things harder and higher security. So the first thing you can do from first position to increase your degree of difficulty and make it more of a high security pick is to double lock it in that same position. Now, we do call, when the holes are pointed toward the hands, holes out or holes down. And when they're pointed towards the body, we call it holes up. So holes down is first position. You also have the bow can be oriented towards the top or towards the bottom, and it can be with the holes, in either position, which makes a difference when it comes to shimming more than anything. It does change which direction you pick, so that can change it for some people depending on what they're doing. So that's just a slight, like a B, an A and B, first position, A and B, when it comes to that. So here we have double locked and the holes out, holes down, first position. And I need to find, where did I put a pick? Oh, I should have one in here. There we go. And I should be able to pop the double lock. Oh, I got it. I didn't hear it. I thought I felt it, but I didn't hear it. Probably because I think I bent the pick while I did it. See, I did not get that one. I'll try that again. Oh, there we go. And we got that. So I would kind of call that position 2. So holes out, double locked. So then you want, or well, position 1, second, I don't know. I haven't really thought of how to categorize it out. But so we'll call that position 1, holes out. And then you get a lot of people that start to say, you know, put them holes in, holes up, holes towards the body, because my hands, it's harder for my hands to get around them that way. So that's why it matters. So I'd call that position 2 with the single pull. So when we've got that like that, let me get around and find my pick, and then I'll pop in and say hey to everybody. So now normally with the bow in the down position, I'm gonna have to go this way and push down to press the pawl going up, but this way actually do it like that, and it's a little easier. So now that's the question of taste, and whether it's easier for you to reach around and pull that way or reach around and push that way. You know, a lot to do with how your wrist works as a person. But as always, once you get the first one out, you got a lot more freedom to get the second one. So I bent the hell out of this pick. So I really kind of got to feel my way. Ooh, it should be straight. So I got to make my adjustments and feel my way and get my way out of that. So if we go back to second position, we're going holes up. I will do it. Ooh. I will go ahead and do it. Bows down this time because I just did it bows up. So second position, and then we'll double lock. So 2B. So B is with the double lock. And let me see if I have a better pick. Try to beat that with. All right. So it would be better for me to get the double lock going in the other direction, but I'm going to try to get it. And I think I got it by the sound and the feel. And I can prove it either by pushing to get another click, or just, you know, just going on that belief and trying it. But then when I try it, if I don't hit it, I got to be able to realize, oh, I got to go back and do the double lock. So right here, I fucked it up. I got to go back and do the double lock. Now, sounds like I keep hitting it. There we go. All right. So, with your basic pair of cuffs, that's your progression of security. You got your holes out and holes out double locked. And you got holes up, then holes up double locked. And then you're going to go behind the back. And generally, when you're behind the back, it will be holes out, because that's the really convenient way for cops to use the key on the cuffs and things like that. So you're not often going to be in the holes up behind the back, because that really does increase how much harder it is. So that's how you take it in those 3 progressions. Now, other ways you can increase quality, difficulty, the security involved in the cuff is you can, with the same universal key swing through modern chain cuff, you can just get a better cuff. So this is a Smith & Wesson's, just across the board. They're a little tighter, a little stronger, a little tighter on the tolerances, stronger spring, much harder to shim. So, well, shit, where's my, there we go. Get in here and pick it though. Come on, you stupid son of a bitch. There we go. So, it takes a little bit thinner pick and a little bit more precise in the spot. To get out of these. And then you can run the increase in these in the same way we did with the Peerless, which is holes up, double locked, or holes out, double locked, and then holes up, double locked. And one neat thing, you do have a couple different kinds. Well, there's more than two, but a couple different kinds of double lock. You got the standard one most people know about, which is you push in like that. And you have kind of the push through window, which you move that thing across. And there are some speed activated ones that have a lever and things like that on the side. So I've talked to a few cops that prefer those just for ease of application. And that's pretty interesting to me. So let me double check the chat real quick. Oh, shit. I missed a bunch of people. Let me scroll back. Win, how you doing? W3OY Ray, how you doing? Achilles and Andrews, what's up? Do it on the new ESP suck. ASP are the master lock of handcuffs. So BK, it's kind of funny that you think those are tough cuffs. Here is the ASP Sentry, and I tell people who are starting to do handcuffs, don't bother to buy these because they don't actually teach you anything that will translate onto other cuffs. They are fun to play with though. Let's see, zip cuffs. Yeah, I got to get some zips. I got some basic zip ties that I've gotten out of. I actually have a scar right there from doing that on a live. I was trying to match Coxie, but Coxie was actually doing a little trick. So that didn't work there. Can you handcuff me to the bed and then I'll come get my stuff in your car and I'll be right. That got too complicated. I can't do that, Chosen Kitty. Is that Nola? Is Chosen Kitty Nola? Alright, so next step up from that, now you're getting into your hinged cuffs. And for one, your hinged cuffs, your wrists are going to be closer together. For two, you cannot turn your wrists around to get to that holes up. So now holes up is a bitch. You have to be able to, give you a little demo. You have to be figuring out how to come up around and get your key or get your tool in. Now, certain ways of doing it, depending on which direction that you're picking, for bows up and bows down, you can do it like that. Oh, sorry. Or you can come on up around this way. And so what you're going to end up doing is you're going to end up bending this out so you got a little more reach down. And then you're probably going to have to bend it so the angle of the flat is hitting the way you want to hit the key. So this is something that you got to play around and mess around with. Now, if I... Oof. Shit. I'm blocking it. we're in these, and I simply just wanted to get out, but I'm not able to get up around there and do all that. Let me show you how to handle that. How you doing? So I would get some sort of a pick, get it in my mouth. And then it wouldn't work. God damn it. Alright, make sure I got it the right way. Shit. Ah, fuck, that pick ain't working. Hold on. Oh, come on, you son of a bitch. I'm getting out this way, and that's what's going on. So. Oh, I had it. I had it, and I let it go. God damn it. Shit. This is a fun Friday night for me. Alright, now I'll focus more. And I'll get out. How's your water training going? Fucking the planning for all that fell apart. I gotta redo everything. I'm fine on the water. I can do it. I just need the fucking 6 people to commit and not back out, and the place to do it, and not have to pay $500 for an insurance, event insurance. So I ran into problems. Oh, I'm trying to get out of this. There we go. So now you're getting into your hinged aspect of difficulty. It still makes it, if your hole's out, it's still harder because your wrists are closer, you have a lot less movement, and then once you flip it up the other way, like the easiest thing for me to do is figure out how to get at it with my mouth. So let's go back around to that side. Now, you start getting into the one thing I am missing is rigid cuffs. So imagine the hinge, but it was just a stiff bar. And it makes it a lot less maneuverability. Even in this position, it's a lot harder to try to come up around into the other position. And then again, when you move that to behind your back, it really kind of like ramps that shit up. So that makes that harder. So stepping up past that, in general, is when you start moving into things that have different keys. So everything we're talking about before has a universal key. So I can take the same key and open all those other those cuffs. So if a cop puts me in these cuffs, he can hand me to another cop. That cop can take me to a totally different jail. He can pull out his key. He can get me out of the cuffs. So when you start messing with the key and the keyway, you start making it a whole lot harder. So like with this pair of Chicago X22s, you have a split pawl keyway. So there's warding in the keyway. If this were a regular key, when you put it in there, shit, it'll drop out of your hand. I don't know. It won't turn. And it has actually a true split pawl. So those two different pawls down here, oops, are independent. So they have to both be moved, engaged, and depressed and released for this to come through. And you can see that there's that line in between there. So that split in the key goes all the way through all of that. And you've got to pick two different things to get this open. So what I found, which is really cool, is a method where I take a paper clip and shim the back pawl. Make sure it's in there. It's in nice, goes all the way down. And then I'm going to get in with a pick. I'm going to make sure I screwed this pick up doing something else, didn't I? When I get in there, try to, yeah, I bent this fucker. And we're just going to, as long as we stay in that front part of the warding, get in there. Why it's not working. There we go. So there you are. We have shimmed that back pawl, pick the front pawl. Now, with this type of split pawl, or this type of warding, you're still gonna kind of be able to pick the double lock because the warding does not extend down into the bottom part. So you will be able to pick the double lock like normal, and then you can do, if you have a thin enough paper clip, you can do a double shim. That can be hard to do, but the hybrid shim pick method that I just showed you is the best way to run on these kind of high security cuffs. So there are other, I wish I had a much better collection, but I have expanded it to, so you have your Smith & Wessons. Once again, your Smith & Wesson just by brand is going to be a little bit better than anything comparably. And once you start getting into these warded keyways, you can see how that's raised up. Well, here's the key. So there's a warding, a little circle around in there, that little groove that has to go around. And there. You gotta come all the way around to there if you want to hit the double lock. The other part of that makes it higher security and harder is look how much smaller the post and the keyway you're working with are. Now the depth you have to reach on the blade is roughly still the same, but half of that is outside warding. Well, you have an outside warding, then this, and then the inside warding that you have to get around. So this makes this definitely a lot harder. Now, best way, I have not picked the double lock on this yet. I just got these this week. I've been working on them a little bit. I am able to pick them, so let's use the Coxey's Picks method of taking a paper clip, bend it out to this S, work it back and forth. You got two little hooks there. Let's see if I can get one of these little hooks in here. It's been pretty successful before. Maybe it's just not long enough. Get under and around to the back. Did I double lock it? Shit. Alright, well, I definitely need a little more work with these. Alright. Now, there's still ranges you can go into. Some of the things I don't have are like high security keyed stuff. I do have, these are a lever lock. They take, that's a 4-lever key that goes into here. And for me, for picking it in hand, you can either push on that for tension, or you can make yourself a little tool that gets on the tension, and then, which I can do this while it's on my wrist. I am still working on my hook tool to pick it while it's on the wrist, and I'm using that for tension. But in general, if the double lock's not on a lot of stuff, then it's going to be pretty easy to get out of if you have a shim or a pick available. So these are the Chubb 1K70s, used over in England a lot. These are wonderful cuffs. Coxey's Picks is actually sending around a set of challenge cuffs, rigid challenge cuffs with these, and we're not able to reach the back tensioner, so we have to come up with our own tension system and pick. And that's why I had the little thing that I just had. And then you have some things like you go outside, you have cuffs like these that have the keyway in the bottom, which are really annoying. I cannot pick them. I can pick the double lock. You turn the double lock one way, you turn the double lock off the other way. I can get the double lock off though. And then once you have the double lock off, you can get in here and get these bad boys open. So it's a fun escape any which way we do it. I still am working on being able to consistently. I've picked them a time or two, but it's half luck, you know, just from kind of like throwing noodles at the wall, a monkey slapping a kitten to get it to meow, you know. So have had it happen. It's been good. We still got to work on this some more. And so and then we get into, like I said, there's high security, like Peerless and with Medico keyways and things like that, that when you combine the hinge, the ridged, keyway, the position of the keyway, whether it's at the end or in the middle or towards the bottom, you start really kind of messing with what you can do and making it harder. And then you get into things like your leg cuffs, which are a bigger cuff. They seem, when you pick them in hand or if you put them on your wrist, they seem to be a lot easier. But the minute you stick them down on your feet and you're reaching down and trying to pick, it just definitely makes it a different beast. And you tend to, a lot of people tend to really screw up a lot of picks when they start trying to do it, because you're coming in like this, fully straight, and your angle and your leverage are all just set up to just destroy your pick because you're cranking on the hell out of this thing. And then you get frustrated. You can't get it off your goddamn feet. So the genesis of that is when you have your leg cuffs on a chain attached to your cuffs. So, which these are basic cuff. These are basic cuff, but when you kind of restrict all your movement involved, you're adding another layer of security. So you can do that as you increase the different aspects of the wrist cuff. You can also increase different aspects of the ankle cuff, and then the fact that they're together restricts a lot of your mobility and things like that. Anyway, how y'all doing? I'm teaching criminals how to escape. Yeah, I've been called the father of thieves. I like that title. What's up, Sergey? Check the chat out. Say hi to some people. How you doing, man? If you're here, kick the like. Go sub me up. Check my freaking videos and shit out. Look, search the Shackleman hashtag. There's a lot of us. There's me. There's Not Too Dead, Coxie's Picks, Deadlocks. There's some guys, Dean P. A few other people I think were in the Mark Carter. Some other freaking handcuff people, man. We got Moises. How you doing? Logan on the YouTube. Tequila Dave. Yeah, maybe relax. That's right. Yeah. Asa makes good stuff. All right. Let's just go ahead and pop 3 cuffs. And go back to position 1. Begin at the beginning. Go back to the beginning. No. Do you happen to have 6 fingers on your left hand? All right. I think I buried all my picks. Let's go ahead and pop out some cuffs. Let's go ahead and double lock them. Shit, right? At this point, talking higher security. Let's put a little more effort into the escape. Not worried about speed, we're worried about success. Using that rock out with your lockout. Handcuff key tool, custom made for your boy. Your boy. All right. Got to pop 6 double locks and 6 single locks with a busted, broken fucking pick. Did I get it? Did I get it? Did I get it? Did I get it? Oh, come on now. I'll miss one of them. That was the miss. Let's just hold. Oh, no, I did not miss it. Fuck, I can't miss. I can miss. Oh, bang, 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 bang. Here we go. That's 3 double lockers. Let's do that again. Let's get another little practice. Another good little run. Position 1B, as I have now declared it. Holes out, double locked. All right. Let's get this shit going. Hold on. Bam. Oops, my little camera. My little camera. Hold on. There we go. There we go. All right. Let me get that back. All right. Look. That don't want to work. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Let's go ahead. And I'm going to try to get out with an oversized bobby pin. Now we're double locked all the way around. This is fully straight. I'm going to have to do some adjustment, bending on it to make it available to get around my wrist. Oops, shit. All right. should be picked. Ha 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 ha. There we go. All right, so that little swoop on the end there allows me to get in, come back, and be kind of straight in line with that pin. Oof. And then rock with that straight side on the other side to pick the single pawl. There's the double. Let's get that single. And we pick it out of it. Let's roll over to this side. Let's see if I can make the same thing happen. I don't know if I can show you while I'm doing it. So I'm going to get in like that. Pick that double. Pick the single. Clear the bow and drop the cuff. And then I'm going to repeat the process 3 more times, or 2 more times. Ooh, that's a nasty tool. Just getting it done right there. Oh, you got to get some hinged, Gene. Definitely. Hinged are fun. They make you step up your game, definitely. So that's what you got to do, you know. Gotta get this one going. All right. Well, since I like to do multiple cuff escapes, let me bring in some more cuffs. We're going to alternate between our Peerless keyway in the middle, horizontal, and the Chicago keyway over on the edge and vertical. Just mix it up a little bit. Have some fun with the cuffs. And then if you're doing multiple cuffs, put them all on one wrist, and then put them all at the same time on the other wrist. It's going to be a lot easier to do it that way. It's a lot less struggle. Alright, there you go. Yeah, they're just powder-coated cuffs. Chicago 1000s on these 3. So we're going to have to, now on the Chicagos, what we're going to do, I keep hitting the goddamn thing. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to get in on the top of here, straight across. So 10 and 2. And I'm going to come across, lean really hard into that 2. And then I'm going to start leaning up a little bit. Once I engage the pawl at the 2, I kind of swoop it a little. And we get open. Now, whereas on the Peerless, it's more of a either a 3 or a 9. So I'm going to come in here kind of at the 3. And that's where I'm going to be able to engage more out of an angle, and I still going to have to put that little lean in there. The angle gets the pawl, the lean kind of engages and releases it. So that's what I have to do as I'm popping through these guys. Now I got a little bit of a curve on this, and that's going to matter. So if I put it in that way and try, I might miss. If I put it in that way and try, I might kind of clog up. So I kind of got to feel what I'm doing. I was thinking that going up with that curve, it's going to feel a little more natural. So worked on the 2 different types. I'm going to keep doing it that way. Now, since I was direction specific on the curve, when I switch it to this hand, I would be inclined to switch to this hand and the curve would be reversed. So you actually kind of got to think about how you're handing your tool off and get your motion right and know what you're doing. So if it is a direction specific tool, it's going to work as soon as you hand it to your hand. Ash on my screen. Sorry there. He's getting away. I am getting away. I've always gotten away. They've never been able to catch me. Of course, they were never able to actually put me in cuffs, so, you know what I'm saying. What's up, Mar? That's our gal, Mar. First name Mar, last name Mar. I know the purple ones are dope out there. You got the no cuff too tough, baby. Let's check out these. Made lock sport. Engravings. The Great Studini. That's me. If you didn't know. Thanks for stopping by. Sub me up. Leave a like. Watch my shit. I am C-Stu-Do. Studini was here. That's one of my favorites. That cracks me up. What else have we got? I think we have... Got Stu 2 locks on these leg cuffs. Shoving the U-roll, nothing. We got... Oh, another Studini was here. Briefly. Gone! You know what I'm saying? Studini was here. Got the Great Studini. You gotta come up with shit when if you get free engraving, you gotta throw something in these when you order them. You know what I'm saying? You can't pass that up. The Great Studini. This has got our Shackleman Cuff Club logo. These are from Southern Specialties. Same with that. These have Stu 2 locks. What are these? What? Nothing. Oh, there you go. Shackleman. Sweet. Alright, y'all. That's Shackleman After Dark. That's our talk about just kind of like the different aspects of security, making things harder. Of course, once you start getting into multiple cuffs, and then you add chains and locks, and you chain yourself to a thing, and you set yourself on fire, or whatever. Once you start doing all this crazy stuff, you're adding more degrees to all this stuff, and that's kind of the fun for us as escape artists and escapists in the Shackleman Cuff Club, is we like to make it hard and see if we can beat it. You know what I mean? It's like beating a puzzle. So we have a good time doing it. Thank y'all very much for stopping by, man. I'm gonna bounce out of here. I'm gonna kind of put all this shit away, and I'm gonna crack another beer and roll one up, and I'm gonna talk to my friends over in the Shackleman Cuff Club. So I hope y'all come back. I'm gonna probably pop up next Friday, but I definitely will be here Saturday, every Saturday, midnight Eastern Standard Time, Shackleman After Dark. Thank you very much, guys.